We've always been interested in introducing students to a very healthy, nutritious lunch program and food program and snack program. And we've been pretty successful, but as the school's grown larger, it's been harder and harder to give them something consistently that's really healthy and engaging on a daily basis. And then Hillary arrived.
This is the generation of kids that's going to demand better with our food system. I'm Hillary Boynton, and I am the lunch lady. First in line! I hope to be a new face of the lunch lady and inspire people to graduate from culinary school and nutrition school or whatever and be like, I want to be a lunch lady. I want to go back and make a difference. Let's make it like a little party for them. Do it! It's really, really special and unique that it's local, in season, pasture raised, grass fed, the best. It's a true farm to table experience, and these kids are getting exposed to the most nutrient dense foods that I can find in our local food system. Beautiful grass-fed beef, onion, garlic, coconut aminos. I think of every component that goes into it and how we're balancing it, introducing different fats and different flavors and color. Digestion starts with your eyes.
There's a real deep awareness, and as a published author who's thought a lot about this, she has a way that she assembles the ingredients that they are absorbed and assimilated without a lot of the ups and downs that a lot of other foods just naturally or unnaturally create in the human.
I wrote a book called The Heal Your Gut Cookbook, so I understand the power of fermented foods and healthy fats and bone broths. This is a bone broth made with pastured chickens. One of the easiest things to make and one of the most nourishing things you could put in your body. So I'm introducing that to these kids every day, little by little. Anybody want a cup of bone broth? Fermented ginger carrots, they're getting fermented beet kvass, sauerkraut, salsa. I make my own sourdough bread, which is a 48-hour ferment. Homemade sourdough bread with locally grown wheat and spelt, and then freshly milled here with a 48-hour ferment, so it's a totally different product than any other bread you're gonna find in the market. It's completely digestible.
Well, what's really fascinating about Hillary and the team that she's assembled, they all really genuinely care about both the food they cook, how it tastes, how it looks, and how kids respond to it.
We need to go back to putting love in our food, and that's what people feel. That's why you go back to that restaurant that you love or grandma's dinner table. It feels good. Vitamin L, vitamin love. It's a major ingredient that is lacking these days.
The food isn't just being prepared lovingly in the kitchen, it's being raised lovingly by mindful farmers. We're sourcing locally, and that all of that commitment to betterment of nutrition and humanity, that all comes out in the food.
We've partnered up with Slow Food, which is a nonprofit organization that started in Italy in the 80s as a protest to fast food. So there are chapters all around the world designed to slow people down and connect them to their local food resources.
There you go. What should and could be grown in the area, we're going to know who all those connections are through our networks. We are direct relationships with farmers, livestock, animals. The idea is to increase the connectivity, share that information so Hillary and the Manzanita School can have access to absolutely the best food there is.
I'm just going to support the people that do it right. I'm working on how this becomes a sustainable model. How much is it for like a half a gallon of cream? I mean, right now, I am like zipping down to 3 farmers markets a week and connecting with the farmers. It's a lot of upfront work to develop those relationships. It can be inspiring to other schools and that they'll jump on the bandwagon and start supporting our local farmers, right? It's doable.
Inspiration has to come from somewhere. It's not coming from anywhere on the official side. I'm going to start taking you seriously from now on.
But the give back, and every single farmer that I meet, that I say, you know, this is for the children, they get it.
Have oranges and cantaloupes, but you have 50 pounds total.
Yeah. I think I told you that one kid was like literally on his knees, like, please tell me you have those caras again. And I'm like, you ate 75 pounds.
That's good, that's good. I had one of your teachers come by today, too.
Oh, you did? These are beautiful oranges. I mean, so this is a perfect example. A child might look at this and be like, is that good? I don't want that. And I'm like, crack it open. And it's beautiful inside.
All it boils down to try to make sure that the young ones have the opportunity to choose what's best for them and not just have whatever's out there that's put together by someone else that doesn't care.
And they're like, yeah, this is for the kids, and like, here, this is what we have, this is what we can give you, this is a deal we can give you. Oh my God, that'd be amazing. All right, hold on. Here.
Hillary.
Hey, awesome. We appreciate it. We use everything. I mean, how much are they? $8 a pack?
No, it's four a pound.
You want to take these?
Yeah.
Take them.
Thank you.
I was a teacher for 42 years. And so we put all this money, and rightfully so, into educating our kids, except in the area of eating properly. They're just now getting on that more and more with a person like Hillary. That's what this is all about.
When you turn someone's health around, it's like there's no better feeling. So I always say I've seen the power of food as medicine, and I've seen the destruction of disease. Long story short, and I healed my child with food alone, and when every doctor said otherwise. And that was 10 years ago. And he's this perfect, healthy 11-year-old with no asthma, no eczema, no allergies.
Hillary's commitment isn't just to sourcing healthy foods. She also is in this really deep, committed process of harvesting old recipes from cultures that have a tradition of healthy nutrition.
When my book came out, everybody I met from another country was like, this is the way we ate growing up, and we were never sick. And most of them were elders, so above 70, and saying we have these memories of the way life used to be. So I had to combine them. That's another question for you. So I'm on a mission to collect that information. Okay, so I'm bringing them up to warm water a little bit so that
She shares that with the kids, and she brings in people from different cultures and different traditions to talk about their food.
That's what this is all about, is ancestral ways of eating. You know, that's what we're losing every time an elder dies. They say it's like a library burns down. So if I can capture this knowledge and pass it down to the kids, we're carrying that on. Hi. Hello. Sandeep Agarwal is coming from Pure Indian Foods, and he's this amazing friend of mine that I've known for 11 years.
Wonderful to be here.
Amazing. He's been producing ghee in his family for generations. He's one of the first real food people I ever met.
11 years in Massachusetts.
That day that they come, we'll definitely highlight their products. So we're doing a whole Indian day.
Garam masala is actually one of my favorite masalas.
We've got all of Sandeep's ghee and his spices. Ready? Here we go. This is like straight from. And also we'll spend time in the kitchen really learning from him.
Slightly, kind. Yeah.
What can he give us in terms of knowledge that we can move forward with? And just sharing stories, and I think more and more people are getting back to that.
And learning from each other. Actually, even before we learn from each other, learn from traditions.
You know, Sandeep may have that knowledge from his grandmother or his grandfather that he can pass down to us.
This is what my mother says. No knowledge is lost. It is there. Knowledge is like sunlight. Knowledge is there. Sunlight is there. But if you cover yourself with an umbrella, you're not benefiting from it.
Yeah.
Right? So it's accessible. You just have to be open-minded, which is don't you take the umbrella off, and you benefit from it.
Knowledge is so important because we're so disconnected from our food.
In India, and one of the ghee we have is called cultured ghee.
Yeah.
Now people ask me that how do you culture ghee? And I say to them, you can't. It's already cooked, it's ready to go. So you have to culture at a stage earlier than that. So my analogy is, you can't really teach that much to an adult. So that's why what you are doing, the work you are doing with the kids here, this is the right stage. This is the only way to influence how they are going to become healthy adults.
I know what I would like to help people prevent.
Sure.
You know, I mean, when you see that destruction from disease, it's like, you know, and then you know in your heart that it's preventable, and then you see these beautiful little kids, you know, and so getting them excited about it is so amazing. And in 2 months, these kids are being turned on. Their brains are being turned on. They're like, whoa, something's different.
We're eating amazing, 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 amazing tasty food.
You've definitely changed me. Like, I used to just go home, have some like chips. Now I go home, get some carrots and apples.
And you just feel so good after you eat the food.
You always make it like, it's so colorful and like lively. And everyone's like racing to the line.
I feel like you're really just starting a revolution at this school, and just that you're just going to spread throughout the whole nation. You're really, really, really doing something amazing for us and every kid eventually. Let's hope.
Yeah, right? Don't you think it's possible that every kid could feel that way, right?
Yeah.
Possible,
It's happening.
right? It's happening. That's what I feel like. It's happening. I see it. You guys appreciate it and you feel it.
I used to feel like wavy. I used to feel like this, up and down all day. It was just up and down. And now I just feel like this.
That's incredible. I guess, what do they say? Oh, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to quote it.
I feel like you've changed a lot of people's lives, just a lot of kids' lives.
Something like those who are dumb enough to think they can change the world usually are the ones that do. So.
You've really impacted their diet and the way that they're gonna live.
I don't know, maybe that's it, but I have big hopes and big visions, and I feel it in my heart.
I believe this can be scaled up and it can be done elsewhere as a school. And Hillary's an ideal person to do that because she has unremitting enthusiasm and belief in what she's doing. And that's the kind of thing that translates.
Almond butter and jelly. I have their stomachs for 6 hours. First in line, this is for you. That's an incredible opportunity to see a shift and make a change in the way people feel, the way they act, the way they think, the way they learn.
Hillary's been a long-time customer prior to becoming, what is your title?
The lunch lady.
Lunch lady.
The lunch lady. We're so lucky to be this is where we come every day. So if we can get into these children's lives at this young age, the power that this program has over setting these children up with a strong foundation of health for the rest of their lives is so huge, and I don't think many schools across the country are doing that. What? You're beautiful. I know what makes you dance.